Hello, everybody, and welcome to the next thing happening to Minecraft. Chaos Cubed update is here. We are on Bedrock Edition and Java Edition. Checking out the preview. We're going to go look at the caves. We're going to look at the brand new mobs and a whole bunch of the behaviors. And there's even new blocks in here as well. So let's jump in. The first thing we're going to be checking out is the brand new biome, which is a cave biome. The sulfur caves. Over here on Java Edition, you'll notice some visual changes between the two. These sulfur spikes are generating over on this version of the game, still in preview, so you'll notice those. These work just like the stalagmites and stalactites we already have in the game. If you break one of these, it will fall and hit the ground just like the other ones. It's mostly just a texture change, except that if you land on these from a distance, they will not hurt you as much as the other spikes that we have in the game. In order to locate these caves in your world, look for this on the surface. It's a sulfur volcano. No, it's a sulfur spring. There's one there. I found one over here. And this will have not only stinky water, which we'll talk about later, but it has a pathway all the way down to the cave. Switching into creative mode here, we can actually dig down and see that there is sulfur blocks, which we're just about to talk about, all the way down to the cave system, which is pretty cool. So inside of this cave system, we have two blocks. The yellowish blocks are sulfur blocks, and the red blocks are Cinnabar. As you can see, the water changes color between the biomes. It's just a shading difference between the sulfur. It's not like the blocks or anything make this a different type of water. It's not like you can pick this up in a bucket and it's like green water or anything like that. Hey, this cave is way better because I actually found a sulfur pool, if I could say it correctly. A sulfur pool. It basically looks like stinky water, but this water will actually affect you with nausea. And so what's happening here is you can actually see these two blocks down here. So this isn't just sulfur, it is potent sulfur. So every once in a while, those blocks will spawn at the bottom of the pools. You can see that the effect does not last very long, only 3 seconds. So when I like jump out of this water, it goes away quite quickly. Potent sulfur works an awful lot like the other bubble columns, where they'll create this bubble column of bubbles. Now this one doesn't push you in any direction, but that bubble column is what is creating that nausea effect. I'm already spying what we're going to be talking about next. Those mobs are coming up next, but before we talk about them, just a quick thing about these blocks. The sulfur and the cinnabar can be built into a whole bunch of different types of blocks, lots of block variants. We got the slabs, we got the stairs, we got the walls, smooth variety, brick variety, and chiseled variety. I like that a lot. It looks like a spider. Let's see. What does your face look like? Oh my gosh. Looks so similar to the new block because these guys are new as well. All of these blocks can be crafted either in the crafting table or the stone cutter. And then if you also want potent sulfur, which is not available in the stone cutter, you can craft it in the crafting table by putting 9 in here. It's like, you know, the condensed iron or any of the things that kind of make blocks of themselves, like an iron block or whatever. So that's how you get potent sulfur. Well, you've seen them around. They've been bouncing in the backgrounds. Let's talk about them. The newest mob to Minecraft, sulfur cubes. One of the nice things about these mobs is that they are 100% passive. Even if you come up and punch them, which I accidentally killed mine because I have strength 1,000,000 on, they will not fight back. If you come across these, unlike normal slimes or magma cubes, they don't hurt, which is honestly amazing. On the surface, they don't seem like a lot, but when you take them back home throw a little bit of creativity into them, they can be super duper useful. They're really easy to move. Strangely, leads don't seem to work on them, but no worry, there's actually a better way, which is to use a bucket, and you can pick up the sulfur cube in a bucket, which is now in your inventory, will never leave you, as long as you don't die. The sulfur cube is good. The buckets do not stack, so they're going to take up a lot of space in your inventory. And you'll also notice that there's two different sizes to the sulfur cubes. We got these small little guys, and then here, I'll throw one out, and then the big one. You get the small one by punching a big one, and then they'll split, and you get two of them. This is actually how you breed the sulfur cubes. They're not attracted to food. They don't do a normal breeding cycle. You just break them like cubes, and then eventually, after about 20 minutes in game, they will grow up into the medium-sized cubes. Also, the medium-sized cubes are the only ones that you can actually pick up in a bucket. So the small ones, sorry, y'all are not movable until you grow up. Okay, so I ran some experiments with the sulfur cubes. You may have seen this in the very start of the video. What is going on here? Well, the cool part about these sulfur cubes is that when you get them up to the surface in your bucket of sulfur cube, you can actually put a block inside of them, and they will mimic that block. So we're going to start over here with just iron. We have an iron block. This guy's bouncing around. He has nothing inside of him. We're going to right click him, and now he has the iron block inside of him, and he won't move. Essentially, all of these sulfur cubes are now balls, or I guess they're cubes, but they're just inert little entities waiting for things to happen to them. You can bump into them as a player. This one doesn't move very far. You can punch them with your hand. You can hit them with arrows. What's crazy is when they have the cubes inside of them, they will not take any damage. So you can blow them up, you can punch them, you can hit them with diamond swords. They won't take any damage in this state, so they are just there to have fun with. I tested a ton of different blocks because I wasn't sure what would work and what wouldn't work. These double tall blocks did not work. Now, the blocks do behave differently depending, or I guess the mobs do to behave differently based off of what's inside of them, which block has been attached to them. So you can see this iron block, if I punch it, it really doesn't go very far, but say, let's do this wool block here. This, if I punch it, it'll go a lot further, and you can see it kind of bounces on impact. You can see mobs will push them around and things like that. One that shocked me was this wood. Wood is so bouncy. Okay, look at this thing. I'm going to punch it. Whee! It goes bounce, it bounce, it bounce. It won't stop. Its momentum is insane. The thing goes crazy. It's it just wants to run wow, it's like a pinball. Okay, that thing, they're not on my platform anymore because I kept sending them into the abyss because they go flying. I think there's one over here. Here, there's a piece of wood I remember over earlier. This one won't stop bouncing. It's so insane. Get out of here. So different material will affect them differently. So the wood, let me just run through each sort of state. That wood is considered the rubber bouncy ball, and I would consider, it bounces like crazy. Next is a golf ball style, so I guess less bouncy but still fast moving, and that would be the this honey block. But there's a whole bunch. The pumpkin, any type of coral blocks. I think I had a pumpkin around here somewhere. Here, we'll do this again, but slime will work. So that's the same sort of thing. This is like a golf ball. There it goes. Ice is considered a hockey puck / sliding, so this will slide along the ground. So if I hit it, you can see that it kind of has still momentum like the curling, but a lot it's less dense, so it can get moving kind of faster. High resistance is soul sand or soul soil, so you can see this almost it doesn't want to move that much. It's it almost has a lot of friction. Beach ball / a light ball is any type of wool, so that one kind of bounces around. It still has some bounce when it lands. medicine ball is like any of the metal blocks. So iron, gold, all the copper ores or blocks of ore, all of those, that's this medicine ball. It almost feels like it's filled with sand. We have that crazy curling stone, any of the mushroom style blocks. So mycelium, the mushroom blocks from the nether, wart blocks, and shroom lights all work as a curling stone. Next is the honeycomb block, and this is the only one that is considered sticky. So it has a bounce to it like the, almost like the beach ball one, but once it lands, it just lands. It doesn't have, like, it does its initial bounce and then no more bounces, which is kind of unique, and only the honeycomb block does this. Most of the other blocks that you would, like cobblestone, brick, chiseled quartz, like even sand is in this category. They're all going to be a regular football. That is this. It seems bouncier than the beach ball, but it doesn't have as much bounce once it lands. So you can hit it and it kind of bounces around. So that is like everything else. So you got your, cobble, basically all the other stones, sea lanterns, prismarine, mud, even bedrock is in that category. They will be lead, but I didn't put my thing up high enough. And they keep a lot of their properties. So if I try to hit the wooden one, it should go flying like crazy. But then the iron one won't move that much, and then this one should be kind of medium in between the sand one. So that's kind of cool as well, is that all this physics works even with the leads. Now, in order to change the block inside of these, you can just right click with a new block and it'll swap it out to whatever block you have in your hand, and the other one will fall on the ground. Or if you want it to be empty again, you need some shears, and you can just shear the cube and then it won't have the block anymore. It'll go back to living life and hopping around. And one more thing, if you want to move these guys around and they already have a block in them, you can just use a bucket and pick them up with whatever is inside. And you'll see sulfur cube that has mycelium inside of it, which is kind of nice. And then you can just put this down anywhere too. So it makes moving these guys around very simple. I think these blocks are very fun. I think it's a cool addition, and I like that they are easy to duplicate, easy to get, and move around. I think that that's going to make them very fun to go find and then add to your base for mini games and all sorts of stuff. I also think they can set off, tripwires or pressure plates. It'd be cool if they worked with the target as well. The thing is that they're so big, they're the size of a block, so it seems like if they just hit the target, it just sets it off. You couldn't really get accurate with them, but really cool stuff. This is the newest update not released yet in the game. So if you want to check it out, you need to be on the Minecraft preview on Bedrock at the moment, and more updates will hopefully be coming out soon. So make sure you subscribe and leave a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite block inside of a block looks like. I think that my favorite one, it's probably the mycelium one right there. I like how he has hair. Look at that texture. That's adorable. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on another video. Bye!